Guess what I forgot to do, Rory?
What was that?
So cool. I forgot to do this. Hey kids, it's Mark Miller here. My good friend Rory's on the phone with me. Rory, how you doing, buddy?
I'm here. I'm hanging in there.
Hanging in there.
I can see you again. We've been having some issues at my end for a change, just even getting to see you. But no, it's back again. We're good.
Well, today I wasn't really sure what I was going to do today. That's kind of the reason for the late start. I was going through maybe two different possibilities, and ultimately I was playing with the idea of unboxing the Leap motion controller, and I was like, Garbled Knowledge is out there. Garbled Knowledge, welcome, hello.
Hey, Garbled Knowledge,
and
welcome to the show.
And I was like, you know what? Let's go for it today. So we're gonna break open the Leap motion controller today. I wrote down unboxing. In fairness, I it's kind of true and kind of not. The kind of not part is this is what was inside the box, and I threw away the box a couple days ago. So I'm not really opening it up, but I haven't taken these out yet, and I haven't pulled off, the sticker yet. What'd you say?
It's an unwrapping.
Yeah, it's unwrapping is what it is.
Similar.
So I have dreams, as you know, Rory.
You do.
And
yes.
And the show is about making my dreams come true. That's what I'm trying
Awesome.
to do. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Let me, Gobble Note says, I wanted to tell you how thankful I am for your effort in creating the decompiler window for CodeRush. Oh, cool. I'm glad you are happy about that. That was actually something that I personally was not as much of a pusher on as other members of the team. But they convinced me, and they convinced me that we're going to do a good job at it. And, we worked, I think, pretty good. We did a pretty good job on it. It's not too bad. It was a collaborative effort, and of course, the team did most of the work. But yeah, I'm glad you appreciate it. We tried to make it really good. That's what we were trying to do.
Absolutely.
That's what we try to do all the time. I have out here a new scene called Brio, which is attached to this camera right up here, which is pointing down at my keyboard right here, which I all just set up just before the show, so that you could see this stuff. So I can bring up here. The other cool thing about that is this green right here totally disappears if I hold it up here. It's like gone, right? You can see right through the background there.
Yep.
But here we don't have that filter on, so you can kind of see that. And if we're really good, the camera does not autofocus as much as I want it to. Come on, guy. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
There it is right there.
That's quite sharp.
Activate.
It was sharp.
What'd you say?
I say it was sharp. It keeps changing. Activate at leapmotion.com/setup.
Yeah, that's what it says. And then I got these two choices of chords, which is kind of interesting. And to be fair, when I see these, I get a little bit worried. In that, it's like on the one hand, I'm thinking, oh, it's cool. They've given me two chords of different lengths, so I don't have clutter. But would they really go through all the effort to save me clutter, or is there maybe like a bigger issue here in that it's likely to be way more, behave better with a shorter chord. And that's why they gave you the second one there. I was wondering if there's an internal technical reason that's not revealed in that. I'm going to try and use the shorter chord. I don't know if it's going to fit or not, but that's what I'm going to try and do. So here's what my dream, you want to hear about my dream, Rory?
Oh, absolutely.
So my dream is this. My dream is we incorporate the Leap. There's two things I want to do with the Leap motion controller. One of the things I want to do is I want to be able to, I think, hold down the control key, look at a place on the screen, and do that. And when I do that, it pops the cursor right where I look. Okay,
sure.
So it's that combination. So that's going to require another device right here. Where is it here? Here it is. Turn it around so you can see it. There it is. The Tobii eye tracker, which I have. Now this, I could actually say unboxing. I have not pulled this thing out of the box yet. There it is in the box, right there. I have at least one box I brought to the unboxing ceremony, so you can't get too mad. And so that requires the eye tracker. I don't have a lot of room on my desk between the cameras and the Stream Decks. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the eye tracker, right? It kind of wants to go low, but I have just this small space right in here, and I'm thinking that's where the Leap Motion controller is going to go, right there.
Yeah.
So,
because that's got to kind of sit, I guess arguably behind the keyboard is normally a good place to put it, but it sort of projects up. And if I'm, it's probably not the same technology, but I kind of look at it as a bit like that theremin instrument, the thing that was used to make Star Trek music.
Yeah.
And you kind of wave your hands about over the top of it,
right.
and it sort of senses where they are. Obviously, we're going to do more useful things than the production of interesting noise.
No, we're going to do less useful things, right?
Oh, less useful.
So one of the things I want to do is, moving the cursor is, moving the caret to anywhere on the screen that I'm looking is something I want to do. I also want to be able to do this. I want to be able to come up like this, and I want to do something with my hand. I'm not sure what it is, but maybe just as I move in slowly, I want it to zoom in visually the area so I can precisely hit.
So
with
no
my
more
eyes.
triggering zoom it at all. You're just going to point and zoom.
Well, I want to point and zoom, but I want to point and zoom so I can, for the purposes of, doing a click in that precise location. So that's kind of what I want to do. Is I want to come in like this, maybe bring my hand in like this, and it's not till I do that action that I want to knock it in. It's going to be, I think...
You are nothing if not ambitious. I'll be so impressed. I'd genuinely be so impressed with this. This sounds fantastic.
It sounds cool. I think it'll be very cool, right? And I think it'll become secondhand and effortless at some point. Control key's super easy to hit, right? You can't quite see it. My fingers are right on the edge, but it's like my go-to key. It's so polished. There's no word control on it. It's long gone. Long gone. Is the idea to help those with limited functionality rather assistive to those who can't use a keyboard? No, garbled knowledge. The idea, but however, let me say this. Look, whenever we look at folks with, who maybe need a little more assistance with regards to interacting with technology, and we try to make things easier for them, in general, when we take a step in that direction, we're also making things easier for everybody else. This is purely selfish. I am trying to reduce the cognitive load and motion required when I'm writing code. Pretty much that, because that's what I do most of the time, right? So and one of the things I've noticed is that getting from point A to point B in the code takes way too much time. I have to reach my hand over the mouse, drag it up, and click. It maybe even do this. It's like it's killing my productivity. What I want to do instead is I just want to go chink, and I'm there. That's what I want to do. I want to just boom, and I'm in there. Do you like my sound effects, Rory?
I think your sound effects are masterful.
Masterful. So that's
awesome stuff.
So that's what I want to do. So the idea is to make it's a selfish thing for me, so that I can very quickly get around a problem that's otherwise taking some time. Now, by the way, I have a spec for CodeRush to solve this problem. I handed it to the devs. It's like 90 pages long. And their response was...
They must have loved that.
Their response was, this spec is 92 pages long. And I go, I know, but I think it's going to work. And it's a spec to solve this problem, to get the caret from, down here, from here to wherever you want, like there, in like 3 keystrokes, something along those lines, or 4 keystrokes, or 5 at the most, right? Whereas normally you'd be like, and then over here, you're like, it's 3 times as long, 4 times as long. So I'm trying to get that motion down to cutting it to about a quarter to a half of the time it takes to get there. That's my obsession. So I write 92-page spec. It's mostly pictures, and I send it to the team, and they're like, it's 92 pages long. And I go, but it's kind of an animation. If you flip the slides quickly, it actually turns itself into a movie almost. And Coding Gorilla's here. Yeah, Coding Gorilla. He's got a good point. Coding Gorilla's helping out with the code. It's actually was, to be fair, it was to describe moving the cursor up, and it wasn't 5 lines. It was moving the cursor up, from here to here, or from, here to here, in the shortest amount possible. That was the challenge, and my spec was the response to the challenge. And the dev team is kind of like a little nervous, I think, about going after it. Partially, they're nervous is because it's a huge amount of effort before we can actually verify if my theory is correct and it'll work. But it's spec'd out. Discoverability is solved. I've solved discoverability with it, which is often a problem when you're creating a new way to do something. So discoverability is totally solved, and it's not bad. But what I want to do with the leap motion is actually something that bypasses that spec. I suspect there's a chance that I will finish this before the dev team finishes the other spec. And at which point I'll be like, whatever, you guys got to keep up. Actually, that's unfair, totally unfair. The dev team was working hard.
It's okay, dev team. I'm on your side here.
The last thing they need is me telling them they have no commitment to the project and they need to work harder. So,
man.
And that's not true. That's not what I think. But I used to say that to people all the time because, by comparison, I'd be like, we're working through the weekend, and everybody would be, what? Pyrocat! Pyrocat's here. Look out, Pyrocat. It's a dangerous world. Dangerous. Look out. Also, watch out for people sneaking up behind you. You never know when they're right there. Pyrocat is here, kids. Always subtle in the entrance. Dev team too slow, sack him. Yeah, I used to be really unreasonable. I used to not be fair. I used to work all the time, and anybody who wasn't as excited to work through the weekend with me, I just thought was what was wrong with them. But I'm better now. People used to say to me too. I've said this before, I think, on the show. Coming in and hearing no commitment to the project. No, I was not. That's not what's going on. But what is happening here? Looks like I've got music, and the drone game is turned off.
We've got a few things not on screen. There's no Fred. That's probably a different scene anyway. As you say, the drone game there. But I did not hear coins as that came on. There was no audio.
I heard a coin as it came on. I think we're good. Fred, though, I don't know what's going on with Fred. As well. I'm okay with no Fred for now. Let's also get rid of the nameplates too. We'll just get rid of everything for now. We'll see how that works. And did I miss anything in the chat room? I feel like maybe I did. Fantastic Parkhead. Nope. I think we're good. Yeah, I got everybody. Okay. So, Mark, what's workaholic? Yeah, I've been there. Good to hear everything is going well. Yeah, so, it was really a lot of lessons from my wife, the opposite of an autistic person. And she was like, she gives me a different perspective. And so it helps me see how I'm seen in the world, which is good. So anyway, I don't give people a hard time for, taking a weekend off or something like that. Is there a command to blow up people's drones? Pyrocat, there's kind of I think
I was kind of going to bring this up myself because, if you happen to get bored whilst coding these wonderful things for the Leap Motion, you might consider some kind of a manual SWAT command, which is effectively bang SWAT is what we use to kill off drones that happen to be within the physical parameters of where Mark is sat on the screen.
Right around here. Yeah. The other, go ahead. I'm sorry.
An option.
We don't have a way to really not take out other people's drones, but we should be adding that. We should be. If there's some catch up I have to do in other spaces, in other places of the world, spaces of our show here. Let's see. But I actually have that command, Pyrocat. I can do it. If I type in dock, it'll blow up everybody's drone. So I can do that. The second thing I want to do with the Leap Motion is I want to integrate it into the Dragon Humper show, the Dungeons & Dragons show that we do Wednesdays and Sunday evenings if you're in the United States time zone, somewhere in that space. I just put a little link out there to that other show. And what I want to do is I want to be able to cast spells and have spell effects connected to hand motions. So I want to be able to be like, go like this and have our emitter follow my fingertip, right, to draw a circle. Are you laughing? Because I haven't even started with what I want to do yet.
I've just gone straight to the Marvel film Doctor Strange, where they're waving their hands around and sling rings and whatnot.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, yeah, I can totally see you doing that.
Well, have you seen Dimension Door? Did I show you this? I don't know if you were here or not. Watch Dimension Door. I'm going to cast Dimension Door for a second. Watch this effect. Watch the combination. It's a combination of animated effects and...
Nice. And he's gone.
as well as video.
Good timing.
Turning it on off. No, it's all... I'm not touching any buttons. It's all built into...
You were quiet, though.
Yeah, I
Right
know.
moment.
Well, I was. No, I saw it and I shut up. But it's like it's a combination of video, overlay videos, animated effects, and turning on and off OBS sources. So it's shutting off my camera just at the right time, right? So the whole thing kind of looks. Going quiet for 30 seconds was a nice touch, says Cody Gorilla. Yeah, it kind of looks like it sells it. In other words, it kind of sells it, is what I'm saying, suggesting. And I want to do the same thing here. So I want to be able to do a signal for some spell, actually, whatever, do something, and or queue up my spell. Actually, really what I think is going to happen is this. I'm going to queue up my spell, like say, for example, Fireball. And once I queue it up, whatever I do here is going to have a Fireball effect. Okay, and maybe it'll be like this, where I'll pull my fingers across, and whatever way I pull them, the effect will kind of spin out in that space and stretch a bit, right? Yeah. And I can do this. The other thing that I can do is, because I have control of graphics in front and behind my finger, I can have, the wrapping effects just like we have on here. Let me just throw the spell out here for a second. I can have the wrapping effects just like we have when we gain health. Right, where it wraps, fire damage. The effect goes behind me and in front of me, right? Mm-hmm. So I can do that kind of thing. So integrating the leap has been something I've been thinking about. There are pros and cons to it. The pros I think I've gone through a little bit. The cons are it's not easily shared with another player, right? To get another player to get their leap hooked up, it's going to take. Getting them a leap controller, it's going to take some remote control connecting, right? Which I'm not exactly, that's not my speciality. So anyway, that's kind of what we're looking at. So we're looking at basically something only for myself to be able to do the effects on. What do you want to say, Roy?
Do we know if the leap device or the leap control requires any level of training once it's sort of out of the box and plugged in, or is it pretty much good to go?
I have no idea. I've done zero prep. I haven't looked at any documentation. So we're gonna hit this thing with starting at zero is what we're gonna do. Let's see. I remember in 98, 99, we were doing tracking sensors on gloves with webcam just to track gestures into actions.
That sounds fun.
It's not. I'm gonna say, well, it's kind of similar, but the Leap uses technology that's similar to the Kinect.
Yes.
It's like a mini Kinect with built-in logic to understand the skeletal system of the hands, the fingers. It's designed to grab gestures. That's what it's designed to grab. Now, here's the thing. You cannot control a UI using only your fingers alone out in space for a long time. You just can't do that. But that's why
it's exhausting.
That's why I want to use the Leap just intermittently. I want to use it when I'm casting spells, and I want to use it when I'm pointing to a place on screen that I want to, with my eyes as well, that I want to go put the carrot in, right? Reminds me of Johnny Mnemonic. Also, think about this. I can go in and grab something and then maybe stretch out the selection, right? Stretch out the selection as well, selecting text. I think it's going to be fun and cool. All right, so first step, it says, first step I'm thinking is plug it in. What do you think, Roy? I have no instructions. I don't know. Lost those.
I think at very minimum we've got to plug it in. Yeah, absolutely. See what gets detected, and of course there is that URL that was on it, which is our activation location.
It's like we're
some kind of download.
It's like we're Sherlock Holmes. Okay, I've decided that this. Oh, is it going to work? It just might be long enough. I have one USB port really close by that's open and available. And I think I've got the plug upside down. Let me try spinning it around because, of course, when they were doing USB, they couldn't do it in an unambiguous way. Yep, that looks like it's aligned correctly. And it's in. Okay, I think this one's going to work. All right, we're in the short one. Okay, look at that. Setting up device. We're setting up the Leap Dev Kit. All right, cool. Set up that Leap Dev Kit for me, my friends. Device is ready. Leap Dev Kit is ready, set up and ready to go. So I'm getting these little toasters on my bottom screen here. Let's go to leapmotion.com.setup. Roy, I want you to remind me, you're here to help me,
That's the theory.
Revealing any, secret details. Remind me that if I'm typing in passwords, that my keyboard is on screen.
Good point. Yeah. I don't type in passwords.
Yeah. Well, if you see
I let
me,
my password manager do that.
If you see me do any of that, Leap Motion. What is it? leapmotion.com/setup. We'll see how we're done. Looks like I got rid of Visual Studio in the background. I think I'm going to create a new instance of Visual Studio because I'm feeling a new project coming on. I feel like I need a Mr.
Clean slate.
I need a Mr. Announcer Bot thing where he's like, new he's doing new project, because that rarely happens.
I love how you nearly said new problem.
Yeah.
Some kind of a subtle psychological thing going on there.
All right. Is it going to be, should it be create a new project? I'm trying to figure out, do I feel a console app coming on, or do I feel like a WPF app coming on? And I'm feeling like it's a WPF. I did a Windows Form app. I don't think you were here for that. All right, let's just type in, since I can't seem to find WPF here up at the top here. .NET Framework. All right, let's do that. Where do I want this? Really? You don't have a list of all my stuff? Let's go find. I think I'm going to put it. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the same folder as my. Putting it in this space right here. So in my DevExpress Twitch CodeRush folder, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call this Leap Motion. Maybe I'll do that, and then I'll have one more folder inside here called R&D, and there we'll create our, this is where we're going to put it. We're going to call this our first Leap app. Woohoo! Like that. Create. All right, back over here, get started. Choose product to set up. Ultra Leap, what?
Oh, what? The suggestion that we haven't got the most premium version of things possible?
I'll get them. No. Yeah, Mr. Announcer. Mr. Announcer guy is like, he's 100% on that. So interestingly, I have Fred on the other pages, but not on the main page here. What's going up with Fred? Why is that the case? I'm not sure, to be honest. I am not sure. And I feel like I don't want to go investigate. So I'm not going to do that. All right, so we're going to select this one.
Resist the squirrel.
Yeah, resist the squirrel. Download SDK. Sweet.
So does the idea that there's a higher version number for Windows suggest that there were more problems, or that there's more functionality now?
Higher version. Oh, I see.
It's like nearly double the version numbers on
right.
Windows than Mac and Linux.
I don't know. Maybe they're working their hard over there. Now, I'm a little bit worried about this. If you're not developing with Unity, Unreal, or C, see our documentation. Really, you couldn't do C#? It's like the #1 language out there, at least among, next to like whatever, JavaScript or something like that. No problems. All right, that's not good. See our documentation page. I don't care. I'm gonna work around this problem. What hardware are you developing for? Okay.
That's a good point, actually. C# is in Unity, says Coding Gorilla, so they're not the same, but at the same time, there must logically be some compatibility there.
Well, I'm doing that Unity show with my son on Saturdays, and so we're kind of learning it. We've definitely been working with that. All right, so now they're making me go through this. Now, I'm immediately at this point dismayed because I don't have the latest controller, and I got to go sign up when I just want to write some code. So let me start. I'm taking this to another page here.
This is, by the way, you've got a keyboard on screen that you might be about to type passwords into.
I don't care. I'm a password. No? I don't care. What do I care? Try and get me. No, I'm sorry.
Come take my Leap Motion, he says.
Yeah, I'm going to go shut that off for a second there. Thanks, Rory. And company name is optional. I don't know. This must be my username. What's going on? I'm going to use the suggested password. I won't even have to type anything in. Sign up. Age verification. I'm 13 years and older. I agree to Leap Motion terms of service. Email me Leap Motion news and updates. No, I don't want that. And here's the terms and conditions. You must agree. Okay, this is like password is saved. Hold on, let me bring this up so you can see what I'm looking at.
Oh, look at Eula.
Yeah, applications do not fall under the definition of specialized application. May be distributed by you under. I'm not distributing anything. Come and try and get me, lawyers. Applications that are specialized may only be distributed. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. Come and get me, lawyers. Basically, specialized application means Leap Motion enabled application, which is priced at more than wow. That's how you want to make your money. Okay. Wow. Okay. It's for use only with Leap Motion hardware and software. Yes, that's what I'm doing. We prepared a FAQ available here. Key terms. Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen the Amazon Web Services EULA, the service terms?
The which service terms for what? Amazon Web Services?
Amazon Web Services, yeah, AWS.
No.
It includes a phrase that specifically says, should not use for, I think, acceptable use safety critical systems. Your use of whatever must comply with the acceptable use. And it goes on to say, however, this restriction will not apply in the event of the occurrence certified by the United States CDC, of a widespread viral infection transmitted via bites or contact with bodily human fluids, which causes human corpses to reanimate and seek to consume living flesh, blood, brain, or nerve tissue, and is likely to result in the fall of organized civilization.
Wow.
This is actively in their terms of service right now. It's brilliant.
That gives me hope, Rory. It gives me hope.
I just love that.
All right.
There are good people behind that.
Let's go to the developer portal. See what's going on. Futures in reach. Okay. Get started. Here we go. By using the website. Yeah, okay. Choose product. Wait, I just did this. What did you do? I mean, I've seen this before on Twilight Zone. I saw this in a movie. I've already done this. All right, fine. So now I'm in step 2. Desktop laptops. That's my hardware. Okay, I've done that. Peel off the sticker. Okay, I'm going to do that. Let's get the camera back on. This is an exciting moment here on the show. Here we go. Right here. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Can we get that in focus, please? Focus, please. Focus. Fine. I don't care. All right. There it is. We've taken off the... There's a light on the side, too, right in here. It's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it looks like. Can we get any focus in here?
It's a nice compact device, isn't it? I mean, compared to anything else that I've seen, like Kinect and Xbox sort of related stuff, it looks like it could go just about anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if you did it on your front-facing camera. That'd be magic. No, I can't quite reach up there. That's about as far up as I can go with the short cord I'm using. All right. So there we go. We've got that now. All right, cool. Plug it into your computer. Done. Run the Leap Motion Visualizer. Wait, I feel like this step of installing the SDK didn't actually happen. Did I miss that? I just didn't.
Maybe did you download it but not actually run the download?
I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on here. All right, let's go.
It's in a zip file, so it would have required that you open it at least.
Yeah, let's go stick this back where we were. Somewhere nearby here. Nope. That's not the right place. Over here. And Twitch. Code rushed. Sort by name. There we go. Leap Motion. New folder. SDK. All right, we're throwing it there. And now let's go get that. Okay, let's delete this. Let's install this. What's the README say? Hold on, let's get this over here. Okay, third party docs. That's a little uncomfortable to me. I think that's screaming to me we're doing really, really C. It's only C that they're supporting right now. But I bet we can find a .NET thing out here. You're probably, as watching this, will be able to find it faster than I will. If you're trying right now while I'm reading this, go find it. But running requires, I even hear you typing over there, Rory. Leap motion software, building samples required. CMake, what the heck is that? Oh my God. I've never touched C in my life, and I feel pretty good about that decision. I really do. No C, no C++ for me.
Well, the C# SDK documentation from the Leap Motion site.
Oh yeah? Sweet.
Link in the chat there.
Sweet.
That might help.
All right, let's go ahead and we'll run this. There it is. There's the install. Let's get that thing going. Yep, install the Leap Motion installer. Here's what it looks like. There we go. Pretty sure I just agreed to that. C# class definitions are provided in the source directory. To build a Leap-enabled C# application, include the wrapper CS files in your application. Sweet! That's all I need. From their docs, not from me. Yeah, I believe that. But still helpful, right?
Oh, yeah.
My wife is in an industrial design, or no, instructional design course. She's getting an instructional design degree. But it's in the developer archive. Okay, interesting. Coding Girl has found, I think you're going to be able to help me out. Launch browser for VR setup. I don't have VR setup. We're not doing that. Firmware update in progress. Please leave your Leap Motion controller plugged in. That's my little toaster announcement at the bottom. Ooh, I'm getting like red lights in here. I see like an infrared cam. Oh, yeah, look at that. You can see it. Come on. Give me something in focus. I can manually focus this thing if I bring up a dialogue and drag a scroll track bar around. But I just really expect this thing to be able to see me. Right? Yeah, it's getting the reflection is what it's getting. It says, I'm going to focus on that reflection for some reason. Interesting. All right. So we got a little red light showing up in there. And now we go back over here. It was suggesting that we run Leap Motion Visualizer. Okay. Hold on. I've got Leap Motion Control Panel, Leap Motion Visualizer. Oh, it's for Unity. It's got a Unity logo on it. It says, no head-mounted display detected. Orion performs best in hand-mounted display. Hold on a second. Let me get this up to the... I'm not sure if this is actually helpful at all. This is kind of interesting. This is the camera's view.
That is. Yeah.
Right? That's super interesting. Let me kind of bring it down a bit. But I'm not seeing like anything that would indicate skeletal. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go, though.
I
was just about to say, wouldn't it be good if it could, show you the diagnostics it's doing, the diagnostic information? That is exactly what that is.
That's what I want. Okay, that's kind of cool. But it's interesting too, though, that look at this. It is. What's going on with this? Okay, first of all, let's check it out. So I'm having some problems. I think it's because of the positioning of this thing. If I aim it more in front of me, come on. Where'd you go? The range isn't great. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, this is not going to be helpful. I need this. There's a lot of noise in here, and okay. If I open my hand, I'm good. If I close it, I kind of lose it. Let's open my hand again. Also, now here's the thing. When I code, I'm going to be wearing these, but when I do the show and I do the spell effects, I will not. I need to get some reliability. Now, if I take off the wrist straps, it feels way more reliable. That's interesting. That's solid, right? Like here, I think I can work with this, right?
Yeah.
That's like steady. There's no noise. A little noise there. Look at that. See how it's popping around a little bit?
Yep.
If one pops up behind you, we have Twitch to thank for recording it for us. Wait, what? What do you mean one pops up behind at me? I'm not sure what that is. This is, I love this.
It's good, isn't it?
So also, it's interesting because this is also going to... Yeah, this is pretty good. So I need to point... It's got to be pointing at my hands is the thing. If I point it straight up... Yeah. All right. So definitely for the show, I think I can figure this out. Right? I need to basically take my fingers, get a 3D space, then remap that from the camera, my main camera's perspective, and project that onto a flat 2D surface to know where the fingers are, where the special effects go. But then I know that, I'll know the X, Y, but then I'll also know the depth so I can get a sense of how big or small to make it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to do it. There's basically, the idea is that to make this work, I've got to do three-dimensional interpolation. Right? Which should be as easy as one-dimensional interpolation, times 3. Just doing it in three different times. All right. This is good. This is really good. Unfortunately, with the wrist straps on, if I put these on, I think we're going to conclude that's really bad, which means my other idea of what I want to do for positioning the cursor is not going to work. Maybe I can do a certain kind of thing. Like that doesn't work. See this? This is not at all working here. This is blocking its ability to figure it out. Like when I point, I'm pointing now. I'll bring my hand up so you can see both at the same time. So when I point, it goes away. When I have my hand out. So I guess I could do my hand out. What can I do that it's going to see? The wrist straps kill it. I can't do the thing I want to do.
I feel like it was better before when you had the wrist straps done up fully. I think maybe the flailing straps are perhaps interfering a little more.
No, I don't think so. I think it's this. I think it's this right here. I think that, and it's like I don't know what's going on. And I wonder if it was because it's dark and if it was flesh colored, but I don't understand. I think it might be the metal inside of it. Because there's a metal piece in the brace. Mask the black color. Yeah, I don't think it's using. I think it's using technology that's three-dimensional. It's not using. I don't think it's using just cameras. But maybe you're right. Maybe it is. Let me just take out this for a second. See if we get any better results. Not really. This, it can't figure that out. When I get the fingers
it's
up,
using infrared stereo cameras. Infrared tracks the effectively heat, and thus the heat's blocked by the wristbands.
All right. Okay. Well, that's not good. All right. So we've killed one of our projects. The other project, though, we can still do.
Well, you say you killed the project. You could trigger it. You still got to do eye tracking for that particular project.
I know, but I got to get
the eye tracking and triggered it on a key instead of some motion. So you can do the spell work still for the show, which is the leap motion, and you've got your feature for jump my cursor somewhere, which is triggered via a key, but still looks at your eyes.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll find it. I've just figured out what I'm going to do with my caps lock key.
Hey!
So I'm gonna
Caps
do
key's
that.
actually got a purpose finally.
Okay, so we know the technology works. That feels good. VR visualizer, good. I'm gonna close that down. Run the leap motion visualizer. To check your device is working properly? I think I started the wrong one though. It says it's the leap motion visualizer in my menu.
So the leap motion, according to the text at the top, leap motion visualizer can be found in the leap motion control panel. And that's the control panel.
I see. You're right. I noticed that at about the same time. I do have an option for the leap motion control panel. That's what it looks like there.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to need web apps to get it right now. I don't think so. But you know what? It's not going to hurt. Allow image data to apps that request it. No, I don't think I want for VR apps that use image hands. All right, you know what? I'm going to say allow images. Fine. Automatic power saving, reduce performance to conserve power. Nope, never. Have you met my machine? By the way, I'm getting the second machine in, I think, this week, Rory. It's yeah, and it's going to be. We're going to turn this office into a powerhouse here, with especially for it's for the Saturday shows primarily, but it's a pretty powerful machine. Getting in a secondary backup kind of thing. I'm going to teach the kids how to edit videos and stuff like that. So.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not bad to do that, right? If they're not they're not going to school, they're doing everything online. Might as well give them something to do here as well.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some calibration settings. Could that assist in the straps? No, don't send usage data right now. Launch on startup. I'm gonna say no. Don't do that. Robust mode tracks better in bright lighting conditions. Automatically detected. Fine. Look, if they're going to call it robust mode, right? And if they have another checkbox for, kind of like, crappy mode,
Flaky.
I'm gonna choose robust. I'm gonna clear the flaky checkbox.
Well, if you move the window out the way in just a second, you can see the image in the background. And there was another option. So I think it's going to be on the troubleshooting in a minute when we look at it. But there's avoid poor performance as a checkbox. Like there's some reason you wouldn't want to check that just on its name at least.
Yeah, no, that's true. Automatically install updates. Basically, there's the secret here is, do I want to add another startup app? Is what's happening here to check to see if updates are needed. I kind of want to say no. I want to say no because I can get it from here. Okay, troubleshooting. Automatically pause tracking when bad conditions are detected. Okay, fine. Low resource mode. Reduces performance. Nope, don't want that. Recalibrate device. I'm not sure what that is. Show software log. Diagnostic visualizer.
So that's what Garbled Knowledge was alluding to. The calibration settings. Maybe they could assist with the straps. You calibrate whilst you have straps on.
Well, this is not bad. There's a lot of noise with the strap that we didn't see before. Whoa.
That's a bit.
And then over here, bringing this hand in. Where is it? There it is, right there. This is with the straps on. The other one was not working well, but this seems better. There's all of a sudden, there is that kind of like, oops, we're gone. Let me take the straps off again and just compare it because I think we're going to see it. It's going to be more solid here. Yeah, that feels so much more solid to me. There's no, suddenly disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool. I can kind of draw with my finger like that, right? I can try to
the way that looks smooth, it's like when you first pick up a mouse and you sort of use it when you've been used to just arrow keys for navigational purposes. The mouse just kind of tracks your hand so much better, and it would because it's attached. Yeah. Well, the camera's seeing your hands that smoothly, isn't it?
Yeah. The delay is we're talking about a latency of probably let me see if I can get my finger in the shot here so you can see in camera one, or maybe can I get it down here? Here, I can get it here. So here we go. So
wow, there's not a lot to that, is there?
No, it's probably about 150 milliseconds or about 200 milliseconds, 220 milliseconds. That's what I'm guessing. That is, it's not bad. The latency is it's almost looking immediate to me. It's almost looking like it's almost immediate. Okay, so all right.
Good job, Leap Motion.
That's all cool. Yeah, with bare hands, it's beautiful. We know that with wrist straps, it's not beautiful. It's not. It's too janky for my needs. I can't use it with wrist straps on. I think it's just I need it to be solid. But here, this feels way more solid to me. Right? It feels really, for the most part, really good. There's a little bit. This is interesting here. Oh, because it's guessing. Because my hand, it only sees the back of my hand. So it doesn't know what these three fingers are doing right here, right? So if I close those and then start to close this one right here, there's a little bit of there's a guessing thing that's going on here. Now, if I turn it around, it's pretty solid.
See, it's interesting. It's only got to do an initial scan of your skeletal kind of structure, find where the joints are, measure, roughly speaking, how how big those are relative to each other, it may not even be doing that. But once it's got those measurements, whether it's decided on them itself or whether it's measured them from you, they don't alter. Each joint is going to stay the same, and that's kind of the rule of a hand.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of calculations you don't need to account for because they're just not possible. You know, you can't bend your fingers back over your palm.
Right.
You know, that just isn't going to ever happen. So
Yep.
you kind of simplify the problem on a lot of levels.
Yeah, you can do that. There's a little bit of, you know, bouncing around. Like if I'm trying to hold my hands pretty still, there's a little bit of that, right? But it is, for the most part, it is similar. Like if I'm looking only at the skeletal representation, and I'm looking at it and saying, asking the question, can I detect, for example, the fingers going in and then pulling out like that? It's essentially like a stretch.
Yeah.
Could I detect that with math reliably? And I think the answer is yes. We can.
What
do
about
that.
kind of a finger snap? Would that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like it could be.
Yeah. You couple that with the microphone, listening for the microphone and sound, to know exactly, to verify. Right. This is one of the things that our human brain does. Our human brain is we combine inputs on different channels like audio and visual, and we synchronize them up, and we say, oh, that was an event that just occurred. That's what we do. So, all right. So this is kind of cool. Okay. We've got some shortcuts over here, it looks like. But in general, I think we're good. I've got a space that I can work with here. Let's see if we can get this other one. Where's my other hand? Why aren't you getting the other hand? There we go. Okay. So if I pull back, I can get right, my fingers are like right here. They're about what? 15 centimeters from my chest. And then I can move them forward to I start to lose the finger right about here. So, and that's about 30 to 40 centimeters, maybe 40 centimeters away from my chest is what I think it is, if I'm got my estimation for centimeters correct. So I've got a space that's about that wide right there. In the Z direction I can move. So I've got that. Going up, can't tell.
Reckons the optimal distance is between 2.5 and 60 centimeters.
Okay, this is actually incredible. I can actually go way up, and it seems to have a sense of that I'm way up. What did you say the optimal distance was what?
They're recommending between 2.5 centimeters distance, so not right up close, and 60 centimeters.
From the camera?
From the camera.
Yeah, I'm like 2 centimeters, no way. Did you say 2 is the closest? I'm not seeing any.
2.5. I think it was, where did I see that now? I think it was actually measuring it in millimeters, but it was of that order of magnitude.
Yeah, there's no way. It's like, you can see it breaking apart here. The distance from the bottom, it looks like it's actually not bad though. Here I would say that's about 7 centimeters off of the top of it. And it's starting to get a recognizable signal, at least on the right hand. But the amazing thing is it's like, oh yeah, I got you up here, but we lose the data for some reason in this. But even if I'm here, so I'm dealing with a box that's about like that big, right? Let me put my hands near my head so you kind of get a sense of it. That's the box that I'm dealing with right there that I can move around in. And that feels really good for the spell effects, right? And for the spell effects, I got to wait till my hands get on screen. So we're talking about like from right here, right in this space up. I've got this space to kind of work in visually, right? I also love the idea, Rory, of taking that graphic and as I bring my hands closer to the camera, increasing the size of it.
Yeah.
Right? And I could even do something where if you practice the way I hold my hands, that it draws something, in front of it and can I do behind? Maybe I can, but as long as it doesn't touch my head. I need to know where my head is, and I don't know where that is yet. So that we'll have to figure out. That's a different...
I mean, I can see you placing your hands there and then expanding them out and literally filling the content with the fireball to the right size. Yeah, and then letting it go.
I can certainly do this, Roy. Like this, and I can have it float on my hand. And as I move my hand around, it just floats. That seems like I could totally do that. Look, yeah, there. We can see that it's right there. But yeah, I might have to position where I'm putting this right now, as you can see in the camera. Right over here, the overhead camera. I've just laid it right on the top of my keyboard there. But yeah,
Yeah.
I may have to adjust my camera, my main camera as well, so my hands are more in view. But this idea about being able to kind of hold an effect and then maybe, fire it or something like that, I think would be super cool. So we're talking about live sorcerer like visual effects.
I found the specifics on the range. It says the sensors are directed along the y-axis, which is upward when the controller is in its standard operating position, and have a field of view of about 150 degrees. The effective range of the Leap Motion controller extends from approximately 25 to 600 millimeters above the device, which is between 1 inch and 2 feet. However, detection and tracking work best when the controller has a clear, high-contrast view of an object's silhouette.
Interesting. Well,
So
I
that's
think it
why
does
going
here.
further away kind of helps. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the other thing is you can see up here in the video that they're showing here, you can see I've got this white kind of cloth up above me to kind of control lighting. And so I think that's also helping out with the contrast, right? There you can see the contrast in the image. So that's cool. All right. Okay, what's next? What's our next step? Start creating.
Legacy APIs, C#.
What? You son of a... Excuse me.
And every other language we've heard of as well, apparently.
What is Orion? V2. Is Orion their stuff? I think Orion is the name of maybe their SDK? I want to see.
Orion has a version 4.0.
What is Orion, I guess is my question.
Hand tracking software. So, Orion... It's a good question.
Yeah, at this point I'm like, what is going on? I'm going to open this in a new tab and I'm going to open this in a new tab.
Okay, so Orion is a thing you can download. I wonder if it is sort of a... Oh no, this is... Okay, select that, go on.
There he is, kids. Flying in just in time.
Hey, Jetson.
Look out for my keyboard, Jetson.
Is in the house.
So I did a search for Orion, and all I found was links that took me back to the same thing that you've already gone through, which is the downloading the SDK and various other things. So it's not entirely clear what it is.
Let's do that. Meanwhile, let me get my wrist straps back on for now, at least. Orion. Okay, so Orion is, I think, their new software is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Orion is newer because
right.
it is bigger than V2, even though this, boy, holy cow. V2 also could, you talk about ambiguity, right? V2 could be the greater one, right? But if they're doing it right, they're putting their most recent stuff on top. So that's my take on it. Also, there are more options supported up here. So, I see more icons. So I'm going to say, okay.
I'm getting the general gist or kind of feeling, certainly, that Orion is the V4 of their SDK, which maybe answers our question earlier as to what's the difference between the Linux and the Windows one. Maybe it only exists on Windows at the moment.
Yeah. The other thing that's interesting, though, is look at it when I hit V2, though. I actually get more stuff, right? More topics. Okay. So it's I'm a little bit with an API reference, right? So V2, V3.
So there's a video here that says Leap Motion drivers V2 versus V3 brackets Orion beta.
Oh yeah, look at this. Watch. When I hit C#, it says V3 right here, right? When I hit C# down here, it says V2. So V3 is my magic one. It just doesn't have the same documentation, it seems. That's what's going on. Look at the release notes section to the top right. Oh, here we go. You want me to go there? Yeah, there you go. Orion. Improved initialization speed. Good. I like all these things. Okay. Added leap pixel to rectilinear. Oh no, I got to learn math. It's really important to let everybody know that,
Disclaimer! Mark doesn't know what he's doing!
No, that's true.
That's all right. Hand the instructions to Campbell. He'll have a game written in it in no time.
All right. Campbell's a thoughtful developer. Whereas I would describe myself as a running, screaming, on fire into the lake of gasoline kind of developer.
And somewhere between the two of you lies perfection, right?
Yep. All right. API overview. What do we got? Device operates in an intimate proximity. Ooh, this is a family show, man. We can't say those kinds of words here. With high precision and tracking frame rate that reports discrete positions of motion. Yep, okay. Sensors are detected along the y-axis, upward in the controller, and have a field of view about 150 degrees. I think you've said this right here. Really?
So possibly that it can detect you at that distance, but isn't necessarily making a great deal of sense out of what it's detecting. So if you had something smaller that was up close, maybe that would work.
Yeah. All right, cool. So Y, X, and Z. I'm loving this already.
This is nice and visual, isn't it? It gives all the information you need there for that particular concept straight away.
I might want to turn this around, but I think for now I'm gonna keep it, and I'll do the math to reverse this. So I have the light facing me. Okay, so it's got distance in millimeters, time in microseconds, cool. Millimeters per second, cool. Angle in radians. All right, I can work with that. The frame. Let's go look at that. The frame's got a hand. Here's my take on it. The frame has a hand. Why did we jump down here, though? I'm totally expecting, there it is. That's where I want to go. Hand. The hand. The finger object with the specified ID attached to this hand. There you go, list of fingers. Okay.
Cool. So the frame is your arm, your hand is your hand, and it has fingers, and they are discernible from one another. Presumably, they even have joints if need be.
Not really. The frame is the instance of time. The hand.
Oh, time frame. Okay.
The hand is an index as well, so there can be more than one hand in the frame. Hopefully, in our case, only two. Whoa, head position. Oh my God, we could blow everything up if we can get our head position. Wouldn't that be awesome? I want to see if...
You gotta stick your head over the top of it and see does it know where you are.
Where's my head position? Is there an option to toggle the head position? So hand, image mode, toggle data pausing. I'm not seeing anything. I want to, well, head position, we're going to work with that. That's going to be cool. All right, so we got a little bit of stuff here. I want to get to like some sample code is what I want to do. Or getting started. Ooh, I'm going to learn a new word today.
Phalanges.
I think that's the...
7, where are you?
I think that's the bone, isn't it?
Oh, all right.
Dennis 7,
maybe.
Don't hit my keyboard up there, buddy. Blasted through it.
Here I am.
Watch out for my keyboard, guys.
Yoda protecting your keyboard there.
Okay. Are the bones that make up the fingers? Okay.
Okay.
I know something new. Okay, proximal phalanges. The metacarpals. Screechrat showed up. Dragon hoppers. Taking over my show. I don't know how Screechrat missed my keyboard, but thanks, Screechrat. That's the same keyboard I have. Yeah, I've got the stickers on and this O sticker's upside down. I got the stickers because I'm using the Colmac layout. And this sticker's upside down right here. But no big deal. This is kind of interesting. Okay. So I got some different positioning pieces in here.
Yeah.
Gonna get my head wrapped in some 3D spatial math, I think. The real thumb has one less bone, one fewer bone than the other fingers. However, for ease of programming, the Leap Motion thumb model includes a zero-length metacarpal bone so that the thumb has the same number of bones at the same index as the other fingers. That's an interesting choice. I like it, though, I think.
Interesting, right? Yeah, it suggests that it's capable of detecting more movement than your thumb is capable of making.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Along with the computer tracking data, you can get raw sensor images from the Leap Motion camera. Calibration points. Contains some measured IR brightness values. Oh, okay, cool. That's the calibration data. I don't even care about that. I'm going to skip right by that. Okay, that's the API overview. I feel like we missed the important piece. Well, it kind of gave me the frame and the hand link right there. Palm direction and direction vectors define the orientation of the hand. Sweet. See, look at that, Rory. That we could do a lot of work just on those right there.
Yep.
Hand confidence rating. Nice. I love it. Okay, cool.
Lots and lots of snazzy.
All right, now let's get started. I'm ready to write code, man. What have we done? We downloaded this thing. What do I have to do here? Is there a... I'm thinking there might be is there a Leap Motion NuGet package that does the wrapper and all of that stuff I want to do automatically? Wouldn't that be sweet and nice? Should I do that as well? Wave Engine provides a service to support Leap Motion sensor. Wave Engine. Last updated 2018. Like a little more recent than that would be nice, I suppose. Let's see what we can do. Let's go back to our application. This is our first Leap app. I might have been a little overexcited when I came up with the name for this thing right there. But was that even seen? Was that seen? There it is right there. There's my name.
I see. Enthusiasm with exclamation points.
Yeah, that's the actual name of the project. Let's go in here to manage.
I'm always slightly shocked whenever I see a project that actually manages to get exclamation points in its name, because it feels like it should be like an illegal character.
Yeah.
What with question marks and stars obviously being things of a similar ilk.
Yeah, let's see here. Leap Motion. I'm just typing this in here. Let me hide the keyboard a little bit so you can see this for a second. Wave Engine, Leap Motion. There it is. Top-down rubber on top of class for interacting with the Leap Motion allows for handling of gestures. Gesture recognition, similar to what you would find in the world of iOS. I might go with that one instead. Let's put in there. Important, there are some steps that you must go through to connect with Leap Motion DLLs. Please see this page for notes how to install. All right. Go. Install. Meanwhile, I like that they're going to build in gesture recognition for me, so I don't have to do that. That would be awesome. If I don't have to write that code. I've done it before, and I don't like it. It's not my favorite. I did it with Seth Juarez, who's now on the Channel 9 team. Yeah. I had created some super cool UI for entering letters in space.
Yes.
But nobody saw it, and we never really finished it. So Pan, swipe, pinch, and tap. Well, I don't think these are quite really what I want, but okay, I got that. I think I missed something here on the important section. Please see this page for notes on how to install. Setup. Okay, here we go. Add motion gestures and NuGet package. We just did that, right? We did.
Yeah.
So step 1, we did this. Okay. Add the leap DLLs. Okay. So we need these DLLs. Got to go find those from the Leap Motion SDK. I think there's the Leap Motion SDK. I think that's the... Is that it?
That's at least one of them. That's the Leap... Oh, no. Leap C Sharp, as opposed to...
Where do I get that from? Where is it? This is where we unzipped here. Was there an install? Well, we did the install. I think those DLLs be somewhere else. Let's go just. Is there a leap in here?
There's Leap Motion. There's one there.
Oh, thanks. Not there. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here.
That stuff feels more like the running drivers and stuff rather than the actual SDK.
Here we go. This looks good. Where's this, though? Let me see if it's already by chance referenced. Would it be? No, I didn't add anything. It would have been referenced automatically. Yeah, okay. Where's the lib? Lib, where is this? libx64. Well, I think that's just the ones we've already found in here, not here, where we were before. Lib. What's in here? No. And yeah, it's a little bit less than what I was hoping for, expecting. Sorry, not at x86. Go to x84, 64. So we at least have the Leap C. Okay. System environment variable. I haven't done this in like years. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do this actually. Environment. There it is.
Windows break. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Environment variables. There we go. I feel like I'm revealing a whole bunch of secret private information here. I'm feeling really embarrassed about this.
Looks very, very like my own secret private information.
So we're going to call this Leap SDK. And the variable value, point to the Leap Motion SDK folder. Right there. Okay. Click OK. Done. Done. Don't make me restart. This step is optional, but it does simplify creating references to the SDK files in your projects. Okay, cool. If you only want to run this under your user profile, then use the above. Otherwise, put it below. I know where Mark's temp folder is located. Hack time. Stop that. Stop it right now. Get off of my machine. Add a reference to the project. Have reference references. Where? Come on, help me out here. Where are you?
Hacked.
Don't hack me. He's like, well, the good news is I hacked you, Mark. The bad news is you've really got nothing exciting. Nothing exciting on your machine. In fact, you were so boring. I've now decided to quit hacking altogether because of you. Library support the full leap. Yeah. Where are you?
Challenges, where are they? Yeah.
Something's wrong. I feel like I need to install something else that I haven't done. Let's just
Well, this is the
check.
instructions for the 2.3. Now, we know you got the version 4.
Yeah, there's nothing in there. Okay, that's not there. Where are you? Where are you? This says it's in the SDK. Did I miss an SDK? Wait. Yeah, it's just telling us more about what we already know. Leap C# 3.5.
I'm seeing some suggestion that maybe 4 is not the way to go and that 3. Whatever would be a better SDK for the moment.
Really?
I'm seeing phrases like, it seems Leap dropped their own C# bindings completely and we need to build them on our own. I've started trying this already, but not having much luck. Building those into a DLL only requires to out-comment a few debug calls. And it's almost like there's a make script that lets you build the C# stuff, but they're not being very clear about where it is. Also, so Orion has all things gestures, tools, and pointables removed. Other than that, it's pretty much the same as before. So it might be a reworking that it has actively less in it.
So we go to version 2 instead?
Possibly.
Because version 3 is what we downloaded based on my understanding.
Well, we either had 3 or 4.
We didn't have 4. There was no 4. There's only 2 choices here, version 3 and 4.
There's only
2
choices there, but the actual download, because remember there was a Windows versus Linux and what have you, and that was a 4.
Yeah, that's right.
But that might be a different kind of version number. So, yeah, okay, the version 2 then, hopefully.
Yeah. Where's the download? That's what I'm looking for. SDK. Here they're saying Orion is beta. All right, I'm going to do the older one. We're doing it. We're going to the older one. What could go wrong having already installed the... I click this. What do we do? We're just waiting? Okay. Yeah, what could go wrong? I've already installed the beta, and I've set up my path to point to it.
Okay.
All right. What are all of these? These are just different release versions. Okay. Cool. And don't require tool tracking. Yeah, okay, that's a little concerning to me, right? That they have a latest version that doesn't support everything.
Yeah.
And they don't even fully document that if what you just read to me is right, that they also don't support C#. That's a little concerning to me. I'd want this page to document that. All right, so here's the 2.3.1. All right, extract it here. And delete that. Come in here.
That's more like it.
Wow.
They look familiar.
Leap motion. I'm going to get you guys. Where are you? This is a show I want to do where I'm installing the software. We're running through the whole thing, and then this happens, and I get up and the camera follows me. I open up the door and we're in a truck in a van parked
Outside that software
their
house.
headquarters, and I'm heading right inside. I'm going right inside, and then we have cameras inside too, and they're like, oh no, here he comes. They're watching this live stream, and he's right outside, and and they're panicking as I come in. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Mr. Smoofy in the house with That Would Be an Awesome Show. Yeah, just like in my mind, I have all these awesome shows, but yeah, I'm like, for me, I think it's only interesting to developers, I suppose, right? But like, it's like we talked about this
on
the
odd one or two of those. That would work.
Who's the Gordon Ramsay, right? It's like I would be the Gordon Ramsay of software development. I would just be yelling at everybody, all the time. That would be me. And my show, welcome. All right, so we have better news down here. I want to go find my environment variable thing that I was, working on before. And I think I'm going to change that to this new folder now. Right there. That's the one. And so we're going to the old version. So this is kind of interesting. We've learned something that really should have been more discoverable as we were going along this step, right? Remember that page we were on somewhere, I don't know, like way back in our history. Here we go, this one.
It was asking us what seemed to be very reasonable choices. Do you want this or do you want this?
This is the page.
Or do you want pudding?
Or do you want pudding?
Because, pudding's always an option.
This movie says, come on, Netflix, let's do this. Yeah, Netflix, that's what we're going to do. That's where you should put your money in a show by me. A crazy design software reality show where I am storming the gates of different dev teams with a camera crew and saying, what the heck were you thinking? What were you thinking here?
Here, this maybe answers the question. We were wondering earlier why the ambiguity between V2 and Orion. It's almost like they weren't quite prepared to say it was a higher version.
Yeah,
and actually, maybe it isn't.
But what's interesting
is
this is a little misleading. It says C# is supported here, but it does, based on our experience right now, that seems to be elusive. It's not in there. We didn't find the DLL when we downloaded this.
Maybe there's some extra hurdles you need to jump over.
Yeah.
To get that to work.
So we're using kind of an older version, I guess, of the software, but at least it's more complete and includes C# support, which is what we want.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. And and I like this better anyway. This feels more secure, where it says development topics like connecting to the controller, for example, right? Yeah. Tracking model, this sort of thing.
This high level is nice and simple, and it's like,
right. The other one,
of it is good.
The other one, when we clicked here, didn't have that. So it's just empty. And so I don't feel as safe. So we're using the older version of the software. We've just installed that. Now then we need to go, what were we working on here? So you'll need to drag the following DLLs from the LeapMotion SDK into your project. All right, so we need Leap C#, and Leap C# .NET 4.0. Let's go find that.
Presto.
Leap and 4.0. All right, let's go back over here. I've never done this before. Can I just do that?
I think so.
Sweet. Although I don't see it. What happened?
Oh, no, their content. Look, they haven't gone into the references. Their content of the project lower down. So maybe not.
I just hit undo. Nothing's happening. I'm going to delete. Oh, wait. If I go out into the folder, they've put them here, haven't they? Open file in Explorer. All right. Yeah. So let's put these.
When doing similar things, I've sort of made like a lib folder and thrown them into that, or a third-party one, and then you can open up and add a manual reference. It sort of keeps them away from the code.
Yeah.
I guess they work from anywhere, really, but...
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do as well. Thank you, Rory, for that suggestion, because I was like, Okay, what's going on here? Why do you seem to still be here? I want you to update yourself and know that these aren't actually here.
That's the project file. It's got a reference to thing. So you could probably just delete those 3 now, and that would kill the project content references. And now we go and add that way.
Why would not give it to me right in the folder I'm at is my question.
Have you got... Oh, no, there you go. You don't need the path on the... Yeah.
All right. Okay,
That's
we've done
the way.
that.
That's
step.
what we want.
All right.
We think anyway. Ooh. Huh?
Why can't the reference be added?
Is it those exclamation marks?
I was thinking the
That would
same
be harsh,
thing.
wouldn't it? That would be really harsh if that was the way it was.
You sons
Hey,
of
garbled knowledge is
guns.
saying the same thing.
You think it's that? You sons of guns?
Well, it's the most suspicious thing about the path I can see.
I get
mean,
down,
other
I
than that-
run out, I open up the door. I'm right outside of the Visual Studio Development Team building in Redmond. I'm going in. I'm on in. What are you doing with this? They're like, he's coming in. He's coming in. All right. Is that really it?
I mean, can we cheat and just move them out of the folder temporarily and see can we add them from there?
I'm going to do that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to come down here. Oh my God. Is it really that? It shouldn't be that. That would be the worst bug ever. I would be like, okay, so we want none of those. Browse again.
Because the thing is, if it's going to let you make a project called that in the first place, then it should probably realize that you're going to put files in there.
Absolutely. So I'm like, wait, this is the SDK folder. Where's the other one? That's the folder I want right in there. Let's grab that. And then go into lib. Try one more time. I think we're still going to get the error. I don't think the Visual Studio team make that. Yeah, we still have the error. It's
Okay,
not
so
the exclamation marks.
something, it's not the location, at least not that part of it.
And are we getting it for every problem? Let's just try just one of these.
So I'm assuming, if any, the leap.dll is the one it might not work, because the other two literally have the word C# in them. No, that doesn't work. Oh, hang on. A reference to the component already exists in the project.
Good job. Good job.
So it does.
Well,
So is it? So try just.
oh wait,
that's not gonna-
here.
Yeah. Now, was that put there when we dragged the files in, or was that by virtue of NuGet?
We've started. Okay, hold on. No, I don't think it was NuGet. Okay, interesting. So this error is different from the others. It was interesting that changed. So I've got leapc#.net 4.0. Leap.dll it can't seem to add.
What about the Leap C# by itself?
Yeah, I think I tried that one too. I thought I tried it.
Okay.
Valid
And it's not-
assembly or
So the
component.
Leap and Leap C#, it's not sure if they are valid. Yeah, the third one, it's
Mark
That's
another
nice.
enthusiast. Jetsam says, "Whoa!" I think that's the first time Jetsam saw that. That's fun, isn't it? I like it. It's kind of
Welcome, Asamat.
simple and sweet and clean. It's a clean opening. All right. Well, I got one. What's going to happen if I try to build this? Everything okay? Build succeeded. Okay. Maybe we just keep going. I'm a little bit. I don't like.
so maybe the whole point is that the Leap C# 4 is the one that is in the project somehow, and it calls out to the others, which are not strictly .NET, and they're doing like the C wrappers or what have you.
Maybe. You know, maybe. I want to take this. Do I have it still? I don't have the lib here anymore. I want to move the lib back in where we were.
Yeah.
Visual Studio team is safe for now. Visual Studio team will be appearing on next week's episode of Mark Miller's show. They're safe. They made it. Leap Motion team. They may be safe coming back for the final round. Garbanola says include the others and change the copy to copy of newer. I could Google, but I'm off work, so I got to be lazy now. What's Leap Motion Controller? Leap Motion Controller is
There's a tiny little device Mark's got on a USB stick. Well, not a stick, but connected via USB.
it's right
You
there.
see it just there on the keyboard. And it's got a couple of infrared cameras at least, and it's detecting his hands and skeletal structure, or at least approximating skeletal structure, so that we can do gestures,
That's right.
which is all kinds of cool.
That's what's going on.
And so we're trying to access the SDK for said device to do some gesture recognition. And
This is cool too. The wrists, I just noticed, they're doing a really good job on the wrists, right? Figuring out where the wrists are,
mhm.
the wrist positions and the arm positions. Pretty good. Looks like we lost one of the hands right there. It's pretty cool. All right. I want to move that over a little bit. There we go.
Garbled
That's a little
Knowledge
better.
says in the chat room that we could maybe include the other two DLLs and as content rather than as compiled stuff.
And then
and get them
copied
to
into
copy.
the bin folder. That's an interesting idea. I got the lib folder here now with these three. Does it? I guess we're okay. I was worried about the size over here. I was like, does that worry anybody that it's so small? But I'm like, it's.
I think
it's
the idea
still-
is that the bulk of the logic is in the Leap DLL, which is probably not a .NET DLL. It's sort of more traditional C one, and the other pieces are the wrappers allowing C# to call into that.
Yeah, I've never actually seen this error before with. Why is it not remembering my folder? I'm going crazy. Why? All right. So the goal is to build an actual air guitar that plays sound over PC audio. Tell them what the goal is, Roy. What do we? I'm going to see what I can do on grabbing these.
So we've got a couple of goals, but the most obvious one here is I don't know if you've ever played a game called Trine, Trine. In it, you can use a mouse to effectively draw shapes in the air and cast spells. Equally, if you've ever seen the Marvel film Doctor Strange, you'll see that they sort of wave their hands around and cast spells in that manner. So Mark's looking to pretty much emulate that. Okay, he wants to maneuver his arms in the air on the Dragon Thumper show and create an effect in response to that gesture. So maybe literally the creation of a fireball between his hands or whatever, and then hurl that out there or cast almost any defensive spell. You can imagine him drawing a shield around himself, that kind of thing.
I want to do special
and
effects
very good
with my
kind of-
hands. That's what I want to do.
I mean, he wants to be a literal wizard, which sounds fair enough, right?
Add the other two as you did initially. You really think I'm going to do? All right, we'll do that. Let's do that. Okay. So we're missing Leap and Leap C#. Those are not working. They are already here. I'm going to say, what is it? Add existing item. I think I need to add if I'm recalling correctly, when I choose add existing item, hold on, where is it again? Add existing item. I need to say add as link because I don't want it to move it. And I want to add in these two. I didn't like this. I want this to be in the folder. It's weird.
Well, you could have like a resources folder or
Yeah.
something similar because
Well, it's
and
right
then-
here. I just wanted to use the folder that's already there. It's
I
so
see,
weird.
yeah.
Why didn't it put it in that folder? And I guess and I don't think I can wait. There's a way to say add existing folder, right? Add existing item. Can I choose a folder? I don't think I can. Add. Yeah, no, it's not. It's weird. All right, I'm just going to deal with it. I'm not happy with that, but I'm going to deal with it. Then we want to set some properties on this, I think.
Yep.
And we want to say copy to output directory, copy of newer. Field action is content. And I think that's all we need to do. Do the same thing here. Copy of newer. Okay. And back over to here. Oh, interesting. So we have to add these into our project, and this one will need to be added as a reference. So they're already verifying that the other two can't be added as a reference.
Okay.
Okay. Now single click on Leap DLL and look at its properties in the bottom right of the window. Make sure that the build action is copied output directory and set to copy always. All right. I think my copy of newer is going to work.
I think that's plenty good, yeah.
Okay. Set the target framework. Detonate 4.0.
Good enough?
I'm going to say good enough as well. It's nice to be able to know when to ignore instructions and not follow them exactly. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Course of using 3.5. Yeah, okay. Really just make this reference. Yeah, okay. Now you should be all set.
Should all be set. Right.
Okay. To begin using the different recognizing classes, just add. All right, we're getting at it. We're getting to it, kids. Let's do I'll just do a real quick build over here first. Clipboard history, it's not what I wanted. Build, there we go. And when build succeeded. And let's come over here. There we go. Let's do another build. Build succeeded, apparently.
I've got this really good feeling that amazing things are imminent.
Really?
Do you know how I know that?
No. You have to leave?
Sadly, this is exactly the case. We've done all the setup.
I'm going to cast the spell Be Gone on Rory. Report Rory.
Sure enough. I will be back, however, as the time delayed be gone, and I will return tomorrow
the
the same time.
We'll continue work on this tomorrow with you, but I'm going to keep going right now with everybody else.
Oh, go for it, mate. Yeah.
You good?
I'll look forward to seeing your results.
All right, buddy.
See
Talk to you
soon.
later.
Bye.
Rory's so awesome.
He's awesome.
We should get a dancing Rory fanfare. I know. I got to work on that. Or just a fanfare for him. I know. You're right. I should do that. I can't, there's nothing I can say, in defense of that, because you're absolutely right. I'm just going to slap myself across the face for that. Oh, it was a little hard. That slap was a little too hard. Try again. A little less hard. Oh, that was maybe a little too hard. Sorry. All right. Let's see. What do we got to do? We've done step 1. Good. Essentially, to motion just recognize we'll use this swipe gesture here. Type the following or copy and paste it. Nope, not static. All right, that looks good. Shall I swipe? Okay, we got that working. Ooh. All right, hold on a second. I think I want to move this into a new class. Oh wow, look what they did to my namespace. Because of those 3 exclamation marks up there. It would be nice if companies just put up a simple repo instead of only some documentation with code snippets. More often than not, they're outdated and have problems. Yeah, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? All right, so I'm going to take this comment, move it over. It's hard to keep everything up to date, isn't it? Let's create a new instance of a gesture recognizer. All right, so we've got that. Now the gesture recognizer can implement one of these guys. Implement that interface. Motion did swipe. Its loan method, fill it in with event ending conditions like those below. It's hard, and that's where a sample repo would come in handy. It's a working sample with the version of it with the dependencies they have. No, I totally agree with you, Last Matt. I think it's a really good idea. All right, let's create an event in here that we can listen to that passes in the results of the swipe. So we'll say swipe direction. And we're going to say left, right, up, down. And we want our event args class, which is going to, we're going to call this a swipe event. Like that. And on property, call it swipe direction. Is there any other details that are coming in from this? We've got a recognizer coming in. What's in the recognizer? Well, let's just say that's what we'll give it. We'll give it something like that. So we'll get these two right here. I'm going to use the CC template to create a new constructor. I'll hit the space bar, just select all on those. That'll just initialize those 2 properties. So there's my swipe event args, like that. And let's move type to file. Let's move type to file. And then we want to create a new event. Actually, we want a delegate here. It's going to be the swipe event. I've dabbled into WPF a little, but I want to know why WPF for this versus other project types. I flipped a coin, garbled knowledge at the beginning, but I thought I want to visualize things in 3D space, and I thought it would be pretty easy to do it in WPF. I want to visualize a map in 2D. I want to get a 2D map of the 3D visualization of what's happening. How do you game with that keyboard, Mark? I don't game. I don't do any gaming at all, Pudding. Because I would have to take time away from my family or something, or work, and I would never be able to be productive or get anything done. Because when I game, I immerse myself so much into a game. I remember old Star Wars games where I would be like, find ways to get over the wall, right? And get outside of the bounds of the game and be looking in outside at the game land. I would do everything to try and figure it out, understand how it was built, all of that. And yeah, I'm just a little crazy in that regard. So I don't do that. I don't game. I've been saving that for my retirement. Lesman says, putting with gestures and leap motion controller now. The only game Mark does is Dragon Humpers. That's true. I do that live show. Make an F to pay respects animation. You do game, you just develop a way to do it. Yeah, that's so much true. We're actually doing a kind of a cool game with help from Surly Dev, some suggestions based from Surly Dev on the weekends. On Saturday, I do a show called Kids Code, and we started implementing some changes to control this kind of flying disc and turn around and be able to shoot. We're going to start shooting things from it and knocking off stacks of obstacles, and the 3D physics on it are looking pretty cool. So I'm developing. I guess that's legal. I can develop the game that way. All right, this is the swipe event handler. And that's going to take some swipe event args, I think is what we called them. All right, and now I want to do an event of that type, and we're going to call this swipe. Swiped, like that. And then what we're going to do, I could swipe begin. Swipe. Got some thunder outside. My oldest Kids Code is cool. Kids Code is cool. Can't wait to see what this week has in store. Yeah, well, I think it's going to be cool. We're going to be shooting obstacles at high speed with no gravity, and I'm going to make the mass of them big. And they're going to be smashing into stacks of blocks, and the whole thing should be cool. That's my hope. Is it's going to look really cool. And because my machine is high end and can take it, we can just rapid fire and have ridiculous amounts of explosions, I think, and it'll look very cool. So yeah, we're going to play in that space. We'll see what happens. Excuse me. Okay. All right. So motion did swipe is here. I am going to fire the event. Let's get the trigger for it. Instead of passing the swipe event args, I'm going to pass in the swipe direction is what I think I called it. I'm going to do that instead, and I'll just generate the event args here. And it takes two parameters. The swipe direction is one of them, and the other is the recognizer. I'm going to pass in the recognizer as well. And I think it's this guy is the type. Is that right? On swipe motion gesture recognizer. Nope, what is the type? Did I get it wrong? Motion swipe gesture recognizer. Okay, so now on swiped, I'm going to get rid of sender. I'm going to just pass in this. Okay. All right, so now on swiped, we're going to call that from in here. On swiped, Pressing the recognizer. The swipe direction is going to be left. This one's going to be right. This one's going to be up. And this one's going to be down. Okay. I don't need this. I don't think I need this. Fine, I'll just do it. I'll put it out there for now. Swipe changed. Throw that out there as well. All right. And now we got to hook the event, and I think that's it. Then we'll have our first kind of hello world kind of thing happening here. Call this hook gesture events. And now what I want to do is I want to say ea.swipe direction. And I want to say a switch statement in there. And then I'm just going to say title or text. What is it? Title equals swiped left. Swiped right. Swiped up and swiped down. And let's just run it and see what we get. Just a semicolon somewhere up on all of those lines. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if my problem is because I've got pinvoke and I need to somehow enable that. Let's see what's going on with that. Let's come back over here to this. Is my app running in 32 bits? Where is it? Where do I say what? Any CPU? Is that going to make a difference? That made a difference. Okay, it's on the other monitor, but I've got a... when I hover the mouse over it... Oh, what's this? Method not found. That's not good. Unhandled exception. No call stack. Nothing exciting here. All right. What's in your bin directory? Well, I trust that everything works. I feel like I shouldn't even have to check it. Because we can just trust that, right? They were copied in there correctly. Just want to see the error again. Yeah, missing method exception. It must be the 3 exclamation marks. No, it better not be. So no stack trace on it. We basically, it's a call into leap hand list empty on a property called empty, it looks like. Oh, Iris, look at this. I ended up on her site. Empty is now called is empty. Okay, that's fine, but wait, that's putting us like, wow. Okay, empty is now is empty, fine, but that means, is the problem could be in the motion gestures asking for it? In other words, motion gestures may not be up to date. I may have to go a little lower level. Let's go look at the motion gestures, see what. When's your last update? No, that's not happy for me. Really? Really? 7 years ago. All right. No meta motion gestures. I'm sorry about that. We're backing out of that fast. Okay. Motion gestures. Remove. Let's go back to the NuGet package pieces again. Leap motion. And Wave Engine was the other one that was like an option. This certainly was better. Seems like a version mismatch. Well, that's what I was thinking first, Coding Gorilla. Coding Gorilla is suggesting that it seemed like a version mismatch between leap.dll and leap.net.pro.dll.
Is in the house.
But then I thought, wait, what if it's in the other guy's code? You know, in the motion gestures that we downloaded. I think I don't need to see this anymore. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Surly Dev's here, by the way. Is that a Comac keyboard layout? It is. It is. Out of focus. Yeah. I don't think it's a mismatch. My hunch is it's not a mismatch between the two DLLs I'm getting from Leap Software. I think it's more likely it's based on this other software that I grabbed from like, what, 7 years ago? That. I think it's in this disconnect here. That's what I think it is. A multi-streaming Code Rush and some Baldur's Gate 3 streams. Okay. John Calloway's out there. Hey, good afternoon, John Calloway. Welcome. Let me make sure. Wow. Why are you watching 25% naked women? I don't think that. Is that really 25% naked? I'm not sure. There's a baby there. Come on. We're just trying to get to this point. They had this problem came in. Interesting. This is from 2013 as well. All right. Okay. So we're going to get rid of this guy. We're not doing you. Type namespace motion gestures could not be found. I thought, oh, right, because I got code that's dealing with it. All right, all of that. We're going to get rid of all of that. Don't need that. Don't need that code. We're just backing away as fast as we can. Deleting all of that. Okay, and then what do we got in here? We're going to get rid of our gesture recognizer. Felt like we were getting close, but no worries. And let's kind of start again. Okay, so bye, Iris. And when I first saw this, I was a little like worried that the last update date was 2018, but I'm way better than 2013. I'm looking for some, like a getting started with the wave system here. Don't need this and we don't need this. Let's just also see what's in Leap. I'm just kind of exploring around inside of the Leap namespace here. Fragment Shader is asking, I'm really curious why they remove features and bindings. Fragment Shader, my sense is, really? 2? Hey. There's my skeletal system right there. Where have I been? Party? Where have I been? Party 2? Where have I been? Sometimes stuff happens. All right, where's my... I just want to getting started here. That's what I want. I'm grabbing down the... I'm looking for documentation on this piece I just installed here. Where is it? The Wave engine? What's going on with the Wave engine? Let's go look at that. And let's see if we can find some documentation for the Wave engine. Give me something. No. Wave engine, Leap motion. What's vastly mean? I wonder if they meant to say vastly used. All right, let's look at recipes. Quick start video. Am I in the wrong place here? Did I download more and install more than I thought I was doing? Compile once, run anywhere. I've heard that before. What the F was that? I went to close the curtains and heard something new. I think it was probably the second party. Hold on. Just give me an overview, guys. I have a feeling that I found my way here, that what I installed is bigger. I develop games natively. No, I don't want that. So what we downloaded then, okay, so this is me, like, not apparently, so interesting. That explains why I've got Box 2D, Bullet, Common, Components, Framework, Leap Motion. The Leap Motion is one component of the Wave engine. All right, I'm getting rid of all this. We're just going to go just straight in. We're not going to do this. Bullet, Sharp, P invoke. I'm pretty sure I don't need that. We're down to Leap Sharp, C#.net. All right, still trying to find a way to get this going. So backing away from the Wave engine. Let's make sure we can build still. Get rid of this. Build. Build succeeded. Okay, so we've got a Leap dependency here. Getting started with Leap. We need like a Leap Motion Hello World in C#. Give me something. Okay, we did that. Open Terminal Console, navigate to the samples folder. Sample.cs. What? I didn't see that. Oh, you know why I probably didn't see it? Because we were looking at the other SDK. Samples. Sample.cs. Let's open this up. That doesn't look good. All right. Close that then. I'm just going to get rid of the whole thing. I'm shutting this down. Just exploring. I'm just going to grab this code instead. And I'm going to go move this over into our first Leap app here. Can I paste from here? Sweet. Okay. It's going to compile it. Good. Okay. Just want to make sure that's the case. This is kind of just the style of this is speaking that to me that somebody who was not familiar with C# was writing this. Not an experienced C# programmer is what it looks like to me. All right, this thing is screaming to me that it wants to be in a console app. What's my safe write line? Okay, it's just thread safe. Okay. All right, interesting. Was that a main function? Yeah, it was. It's a main function at the bottom. It absolutely is. So that's why I'm saying it's screaming console app. Yeah, let's start. Maybe start a new one. Just new instance of Visual Studio. Create a console app, and we'll do this. Where's my... I just want my create console app. Come on. Call this my Leap console app. First try. Doesn't it have to be .NET 4.51? Yeah. I was not paying attention. Thanks so much. No. Create a new project. I just saw console app. Really? Okay. Leap console. Take two. All right, there we go. Better. Thanks so much. Was that Screechrat who helped me out? Yeah, thanks, Screechrat. Appreciate that. That's me not paying attention to what's going on. I'm going to copy this. Get the leap here in a second. Controller must be in the leap. Let's move this to its own file. Well, actually, let's get the references incorrectly here. Add reference. Let's grab this lib folder. Pop it in there. That's where I want to get the reference from. This is the one I think we can add. And then we have to, in the take two, I've got these two files here. What's happening? I should be able to drag them over. There's nothing, why aren't they being added here? That's interesting. I want them here, added to the project. It just opens them. Okay. Oh, interesting. Grab these two, add them as a link, and let's make sure they're copied. Like that. Now, if I build, do I get a problem or no? Still? Leap could not be found. I thought we added the reference. Leap C#. Mary Jo Stablers, what the? Why isn't it finding leap? I've got leap C sharp .NET. Well, let's go back out over to here and still kind of follow this. It's finished code, but to get the most out of this lesson, you can rename the existing file and create a new blank sample.js file in this folder. Okay. Update your sample file, add leap, add the structural code. Okay, but I'm not seeing setting up a project. Did I miss that? Either add the leapmotion.net source code from the SEC source folder or add a reference to one of the prebuilt.net libraries. Okay, I did that. Got the other leapmotion library ref files as reference. So the target platform, I've done that. Edit the post build event to copy the native libraries to the project's target executable directory. Yeah, we're kind of doing this already, but fine. I'm going to do that. I'll do this. I'll do this instead. I like this approach better. It says add your source code. Why is it not building? I don't understand that. Okay. It says run it on the post successful build. We're not even getting to that point. I don't understand that. What's this first warning? Cannot resolve this reference. Oh, it can't resolve it. The leap C# 4net. Okay, that's my problem. Why can't it resolve that reference? You'll need the leap SDK environment variable to set to use that post build statement. We did set that up. That should be correct. We did that earlier. And it looks like it's in the right location. I hope it is. Leap SDK. Yeah, I think that's correct. So that part is good. Why can't it resolve this guy? Maybe I'm missing something in the error message on here. Let me edit it one more time. I'm going to grab it from a different directory. Is Windows blocking that DLL? Right-click the library in Windows Explorer and see if it's blocked. Oh, that's a great suggestion. Can I get I can probably get to my Leap SDK here by doing that on the environment variable. That works, I bet, doesn't it? It better. Okay, cool. Let's see if it's blocked. Here it is right here. Does not look blocked. As I recall, blocked shows up down here. Right there. Okay. Let's try adding it one more time. Do a build. Okay, now we have something different. Interesting. File not found leapc.dll. That's not good, but maybe we can fix that. Well, using directive system appeared previously in this namespace. Let's maybe go after that. Okay. Let's go to our Leap SDK. That looks like it should define that. Let's go back and let's look at the lib x64. So the SDK could get us here, then lib x64 leap C. Leap C is not here. Okay. That line's wrong, it looks like. Where's leap C? Where did we find it before? It's the MSVC star.dlls. That's the version 4 Orion download, says Garbled Knowledge. So, wow. I feel like I'm mixing versions. That's not going to be good at all. I'm going back over here. All right, let's do that. We're going to go back over to that. We're going to change this up. But that makes the question, are we following the correct instructions? It says for version 3. All right, we're back down to version 2 again. Okay. Yeah, no, we weren't following the right instructions. Thank you so much, guys, for helping out with that. Okay. So we fixed this. Now let's see where we think we fixed it. Let's do a build. Build succeeded. Okay, good. Back to our hello world here. We've got a main. We've added the listener. Press enter to quit. Remove listener. Let's just run it. See what dangerous things we get into here. I'll move my hands. I'm getting nothing. Whoa, I got something there. Oh, hold on. Let's take off the braces. Some of that noise is shooting up there. Sometimes we've seen that before. All right, here we go. There we go. And then I'll take it away. Seems to indicate my hands are still nearby. Oh, there we go. Just put my hands down. Okay. Hands up, hands down. Okay. Well, logging can't keep up. Yeah, it's, well, you're getting every frame that's coming in, right? You're getting that frame ID. It's like kind of a frame rate thing, right? With the timestamp on it. All right, let's stop it. Let's see what else we can do in this here. Let's follow the instructions. I just want to see what they say and do. What's this? Enable gesture. Let's go look at that. So we've got different gestures here. It looks like they can recognize circle, key tap, screen tap, swipe, circle, 2 circles. Oh, this is interesting. These same values again, just repeated. So these gestures are from the archive v2. Yes, yes, fragment shader. These seem to be coming from what we're working with v2. I want to set a breakpoint here if we recognize a circle, and I want to run it again, and I want to see if I can give it a circle gesture. That was a circle. That looks like a circle to me. So we're not getting our breakpoint. I'm spinning my hand in a circle. To be fair, I'm assuming that's what the circle is. But I'm just getting a bunch of this. Like, I'm just getting a bunch of this. We're not getting that breakpoint. Okay. Let's throw a breakpoint here. You put your left hand in, put your left hand out. So I'm doing all kinds of things with both of my hands. And we're not ever getting to that code where we're looking at gestures. Okay. Just like we're saying, just a bunch of this happening. My hands are out. There's 0 data coming in. And when the hands come in, it is recognizing the hands at least. Looking at it, it looks like that code should execute first. Let's look at that. I didn't look carefully at that. Well, and I think I just want to take all of this and comment that out. And I'm expecting to see a whole bunch of zeros in here. Gesture count is 0. Somehow, sometimes we're getting an extra line in there. If hands frame is empty or gestures is empty, we do an empty line right there. Try an index finger in a circle over the camera. Let's bring this up. I think the other problem, though, is that, you know, we've got a breakpoint in here in the code. If we didn't have a breakpoint, it would be more problematic. But if we have, if ever the count is greater than 0, we're going to hit that breakpoint. We're never ever hitting the gestures. We're never getting any gestures. But the other problem is the frame rate's coming in so fast, is even if we were, these would shoot off the screen so fast, right? But I can do it. I'm doing this in front of the camera. And I'm assuming that's it. Let's see if we can get some help on this. Oh, look, we need to maybe call enable gestures. Let's see if we can do that first. All right, close that down. Is there by chance already like a commented out enable gesture? Oh, here we go. Looks like we're enabling all the gestures. Let's see if we hit that breakpoint. Here's our on connect. See breakpoint there. We are clearly calling enable gesture on those already. If we bring up the other app is here. Do we have any gesture options here? There, you can see the drawing and painting. That looks like it's a circle, right? I'm wondering if it's a you must start here and then stop kind of thing. If the gesture is any kind of special kind of thing. All right, let's see if we can find more data on this. I was hoping for something more here to explain what each gestures are. What are the default settings on the gesture? Clockwiseness? Clockwiseness. Well, for the circle, pointable direction, angle 2. So here we're creating a new circle gesture based on that, based on the gesture that's passed in. You got progress, radius, pointable. Which doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm not sure exactly either. I'm like, all right. So gestures don't seem to be working. We do have the hands. Let's kind of maybe go a little more basic on this then. We're going to step aside from gestures for a second. And I'm going to come in here. We're going to just start off with the hand count. And I'm wondering if gestures are somehow disabled because we've got another app running at the same time. Not sure. Here we go. Frame count, hand frame count is 0. Putting one hand in. Still 0. That's really interesting. Why is that? Like start of gesture, end of gesture. Wait. Sorry, one last thought. Does a gesture need to start and complete in a frame of time? I don't know enough about it right now, Garbled Knowledge. I am just looking at what the code is here. And that's it. I'm going to go back to here, run this one. I saw hands before. Okay, now we're seeing hands. I saw them for a second. Hands 1. Why didn't it work before when I had this one? Oh, now it's working. Got my hands back out. Frames hands count as 1, 2. Take the other hand out. Take this one out. It should go to 0. There we go. 1, 2, 1, 0. 1, 2. Should be 2. There's 2. All right. Should be 1 and then back out. Okay. All right. Should be one hand. I see 2 in the column in the middle there. Do I need to really move it over? Maybe that's it. It's still in view. Yeah, if I put it down, there we go. Put it down by my side and it goes away immediately. Okay. According to this, you have 10 fingers. Fingers. Yeah, that's cool. 5 fingers now, 10 fingers now. That's also cool. No gestures are showing up. No tools. I'm not sure what tools are. Does that mean there's something in my hand? Would that be crazy if I could put something in my hand as a tool? All right. I don't need the frame ID or the timestamp. I'm going to take that out of here. Just simplifying this so it's a little less noisy. All right, let's do one other thing to reduce the noise. Let's take all of this and introduce a local for that. Call this message. Say, hey, if message is not equal to last message, then we're going to send it. And then we're going to set last message equal to message. And declare it here. And that should also reduce some of the noise. Hold on, I'm noticing in the app, we're sending that, we're doing this. I don't want this anymore. Right there. Comment that out. Okay, run one more time. All right, here we are. Hand up, second hand up. All right, hands down, hand up, better. Okay, so we got 2 hands. All right. Let's kill this. I think we're about going to switch to WPF. That's what I think I'm going to do. Because I want to be able to kind of show where the fingers are. I want to find out where the fingertips are. I feel like to get this, the data I need. Let's start up PowerPoint. Kind of start speccing this out. I feel like I need Sarah Lynn Bauer is now following. Thanks for that follow. Whoops. I feel like I'm looking for something kind of like this, where I have this idea of my fingers out here in space, and I don't really care about the joint positions. I just care really about the fingertips. I think for the gestures and the things I want to be able to do and recognize, I kind of am thinking this is what I'm looking at. So kind of like that, where these are my fingertips, and I'm interested to know where the palm is facing and kind of where the fingertips are facing, like that. And where the thumb is, I suppose. I think I'm also interested in, so let's talk about the things I'm interested in. I want to know palm direction. For sure I need to know that. I need to know kind of like the fingertip direction, I guess. The finger direction. They had a name for this, I think. What did they call that? There's a picture I recall seeing. No. Here. Palm normal and direction vectors. So the palm normal is sticking down, and the palm direction okay, so this is direction. This is the palm normal. Like that. There's the direction. So I need that. I need the direction. I think I need the finger proximity. I need to get a number that kind of represents how tight or open the hand is. Maybe how closed or open the hand or fingers are. And then I think I need like the X, Y, and Z space of the palm. So this is basically the position of the palm. in 3 dimensions. And then I think I need another slide for this. I need to, I basically need to do 3D interpolation / mapping from my 3D world to my 2D layers from my other camera's perspective. This is where it gets a little tricky. My other camera's perspective. So it's not from the Leap's perspective, it's from my other camera's perspective, that one. To do this, I envision a mapping calibration mode where it puts a point in 3-dimensional space and projects it into this space, and then I put my finger on that location and I touch it and I say, okay, I'm touching it now. And so I figure, imagine if I do it in 8 points in space, maybe I could get away with 6 points in space. No, probably 8. But basically the 4 top corners of the cube and then the 4 bottom corners of the cube, touch those. Then I think that gets me with the data I need to do 3D interpolation and to map to figure out where this in the 3-dimensional world with regard to where this is too, because this could move, I suppose, right? And getting that to go from there to a point in 2-dimensional space here on the stream overlay. So the whole reason is so that I can do something like this and hold a special effect in my hand, right, like that. That's what I want to do. Hold something in my hand that floats, and as I bring it closer to the camera, it even gets maybe out of focus, but bigger for sure. And as I bring it back, it gets smaller and maybe becomes more in focus, right? There's that kind of thing I want to do. I want to hold that special effect and then maybe throw it or do something like that, right? Like that, do a toss, that sort of thing. I think we're also going to have to do our own, we're going to have to roll our own gesture tracking. This is not easy to do. It's never been fun for me to do this. The reason why is because you've got something always moving. It's a noisy source, right? And you don't know necessarily when something starts or not. I totally want to call up Seth Juarez and say, Seth, how did we do this again? Seth was the one working mostly on the gesture tracking before when we built it for the Kinect. And even then, as I recall, it wasn't like flawless, right? We would sometimes have to repeat a gesture a second time because of the noise, that sort of thing, right? So I'm going to write down noise because there's a lot of problems with noise, inconsistency, right? I'm not going to do it at exactly the same spot every time, right? But I need to kind of reduce the noise, get the essence of the move, and then say, here it is. Now, one clue to get us there. Where's that other software? Did I close it down? No, here it is right here. One clue that's interesting to get us here. Let's take off the wrist strap on this. Is this. See what's happening? So this green line that's being drawn, right? You can see the noise in it, right? It's not a smooth circle, right? But there's an essence that's being achieved. Also, if you cut the data, if you look at the data over time, right? If you kind of do a clip in terms of what I want to look at, right? And depending on the speed, you can get something that actually approximates a circle. If we change the time stretch that we look at, then we can turn something that's maybe not quite a circle into a circle. In other words, here, if we looked at more data going backwards, we can see, oh, that's still a circle, but now here's the time span in which the gesture is performed, which also would indicate that there's some kind of time component here to the gesture. Right, and with the ability, and also some variance, some allotted variance, allotted maybe scale of the time the gesture is performed to match. It's a little tricky. Orientation. Cody Girl, I missed when you said this, I think. Add tolerance to the noise. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to throw in the word tolerance up there too. So there's a lot of times. So we're going to need allotted scale / variance of the time of the gesture is performed to match the original recording. So imagine that there's a recording phase maybe as well. And I think that do we want to also be able to filter out irrelevant components? That we need to match, that we don't need to match. In other words, should a gesture that's like this work like that as well as like this? Or is the position of the palm important? And if we had the recording phase, we could maybe build something that was smart enough to see what that noise was across the different recordings and eliminate it. That's what Seth was getting at when we wrote this before. Begin gesture, end gesture. So this is also interesting. Predefined path for gestures, yeah. So you can get better recognition if you set up specific begin and end gestures, right? Where you say, here's my beginning and here's my ending. All right, data's coming in. Let's kind of think about how this is going to be happening here. So data, coming in fast. So we get kind of like data 1. So we're going to look at this. And it feels like I hate their callouts. I wish they all kind of suck in PowerPoint. They haven't changed in years. It's not hard to make these really good. You know, I have this choice of a callout, and I have my other choice for a callout, which I usually use, which is here. Okay, that's not quite what I wanted to do. This is better technically, but it's hard to get in a position that's good and that works. It does this weird thing too, where as I resize, it says, oh, I'll keep the whole shape when I just want to point to something, right? So data 1 comes in, data point 1 comes in this position of every hand. We can maybe check to see, does this match a gesture begin? I totally want to spell gesture with a U at the beginning there. A gesture begin. So we ask that question, does this data 1 match this? In fact, we ask this at any time. And if the answer is yes, I guess I'm doing a flow chart. This is where math is important. Yeah, this is where I may not be able to do a good job on this. Does this match a gesture begin? Really? Oh my God. Why is this? Am I really? I don't think I have Visio on this machine, but I feel like Visio would totally solve this problem. I do not have Visio installed. All right, fine. Let's go do this ball by hand. Do I have an extra return in here? Okay, that makes sense. It's so weird. These left and right margins are 0 over here, but for some reason this doesn't reflect that. I'm not understanding that at all. All right. All right, so anyway, this is me being frustrated with something that could be way better. All right, so does it match the gesture begin? And if the answer is yes, then I think what we need to do is we need to spin off I think at the very least we need to mark the time. Mark the time in a new possible gesture that we're trying to recognize. What type of math function do we know that can simply determine, regardless of the initial input, that any subsequent input agrees based on XYZ? I'm not sure what you mean by agrees out here. Take, for instance, a circle. I'm not sure if you're meaning degrees. I've got agrees based on XYZ. Any subsequent input agrees based on XYZ. Take, for instance, circle. I'm not sure where you're getting at yet with this garbled knowledge. All right, mark the time in a new possible gesture that we are trying to recognize. So we're going to store the time, put that out there, and so yes. Regardless of this, we are also going to add this data. I'm not sure if we're adding the data. Pass the data to any existing gesture recognizers. Like that. No matter what, we're going to do that. This should be a yes right here. What single point in space and time begins a circle gesture? Yeah, I think the answer to that, Coding Gorilla, is at least the way I want to do it is none. Right? When Seth and I were doing this, when Seth worked at DevExpress and we were creating this demo, our gestures did have to start and end at a particular space in 3D space. But I don't want that to be the case with this. I want to be able to just come in and I want to be able to say, hey, it's a circle. And I want to say it's a circle and do it differently each time, but essentially get a circle. right? That's what I want to do. And then I want to, so pass the data to any existing gesture recognizers. So the data has got to consist of the time in a 3D point in space. It's kind of, that's the essence, is the data package is, let's put this up here. Data consists of time and, the coordinates. These two. All gestures are possible when you enter the first frame and ruled out as they start to fall outside the predefined path based on subsequent input. Right. So we need to get to that. Now, so that means from here, I guess I'll copy this down here. We're going to ask, have we violated the gesture, match guidelines, something like that. Have we gotten to a point where we know it's definitely not a circle, right? And if that's the case, let's go bring this over to here. If that's the case, then we want to discard this recognizer. That's what we want to do. Or do we have enough to match? Then we want to trigger the match. Right? So there's that. And this is just not working out for me. I'm definitely thinking a Visio install is in my near future. Down here, we're going to say, do we have a match? And if it's yes, then we alert it. We're going to alert. And this is, this is actually not a no necessarily. Well, I guess it is. This is a no. We can do that. Because these are mutually exclusive. Alert to the match. So I want to be able to have an option when I define a gesture to ignore begin, end, and just match, 3D shape through space. All right. That's kind of a little bit of my thoughts on it right now. And we'll call this gesture R&D, or thoughts R&D plus thoughts. I don't know, gesture R&D. Okay. All right, let's see now. I want to actually get to a point where I can move something, see something going around here on screen. Kind of like this demo has got right here. I want to see if I can find my index finger in 3D space and see what it is. And then based on that, maybe convert it to 2D space. Pudding's asking, yeah, so what you want to do is track the index fingertips position to some degree, right? Because here's the thing. The question is what's important to track, right? What are we matching? And I said this before, we were going to match the palm normal. These are at least the options in terms of whether we match these or not. But palm normal direction. Is it, and I think the question is it hand specific or not? I don't know. Hand. Doesn't matter. Put a CNN to do the work and it'll find whatever you need based on its own. I don't know how to do that. Define normal palm flat facing the camera. So normal palm is this. So if you look at this diagram here and I've got my hand like this, it's a little bit like that. Let me use my other hand actually. We'll do this. It's like, is it like that? Can I do that? Yeah, it's like that a little bit. So the palm normal is whatever is facing out of the palm like that I'm pointing in. That's what's going on there. Convolutional neural network. Yep. Brush up on Python. It's just deep learning stuffs. When you start trying to do something that seems so mundane as identifying a circle gesture, it really makes you appreciate how powerful our brains really are. Okay. Yeah. I'm on that. I agree with that. Use maths to find specific things on images or time series or both. Yeah, well, we definitely were dealing with a time series. But it's this stretching aspect of it, the speed of recognition that we need to be able to play with. I can help with this if you need. Maybe I'll be useful once again. Cool. Well, I'm actually thinking about, cheating my way through this. I'm thinking about simplifying the attack to the problem. That's kind of what I'm doing. That's what I'm thinking about. So what are we matching? I kind of wrote it down here. There's the hand. I think I want to say, like, at the very least, we can say the index finger position. So not the position, it's the motion. Index finger motion. The open, closed proximity of the fingers. And when I say what are we matching, these are all optional pieces. Open, close proximity of the fingers. So either this or this. And I feel like there's one other thing. Decompile leap DLL and see what they do. No, I'm not going to, that's going to take me too long. I'm going to be able to figure this out. By the way, I think you're useful every day. Apparently they don't do anything. Well, yeah, that's right. We're not getting any matching on those basic pieces that are out there. Open, close proximity of the fingers. Yeah, I can cheat my way through this, I think, to write less code and do less math. Less brain power. I think I can do that. As an example, just being able to float an effect on top of my hand, I think I can do that between today and tomorrow. Right? We can do something too that if as I close my fingers, it gets higher, and as I open my fingers, it gets lower. Right? I think I can, and that's not gesture recognition. That's just simply watching the hand and waiting for it to go, putting it in a certain state. Right? So we say, okay, for this particular spell, it's going to be a spell that rests on your hand. And so we're going to put it in that state. So when I open the hand, the magic kind of is waiting for the hand to open. And so it's in real time responding to the hands and the fingers. And it's maybe got some noise reduction. So if we suddenly get a frame that says we're closed, but the next frame is we're open again, it's like, it's okay. We're still open. So there'll be some noise across time, kind of dampening or debouncing, if you want to call it that. We're going to check that over time, and I think we can do that with very little code. He never went back to gestures after we found the hands or fingers. Wait. We didn't match because it was never detected on your hands. Right, yes. I'll show you this right now. The problem is that gesture count is coming back 0. That's my flat out problem. Here we can see, here's this. Let me go find, are we running? We're not running. Let's run it. You'll never see gestures go to 0. I mean, go off of 0. Here's 0 right here. There's my hand, 5 fingers. I'm doing a circle with my finger. I'm assuming that's a circle gesture. I'm clicking and tapping like this with my finger. I'm doing this. I'm doing all kinds of motion. Now, granted, I've not looked up what's a gesture in Leap. Maybe there's something that says you have to start at the bottom and go to the top. Leap gestures. Screen tap is a forward motion, like this. Okay, let's see if we are seeing that. Yeah, I'm doing something that I think it should recognize. I bring my other hand in there. It definitely gets that. It's only putting out a message if something changes. Key tap gesture with the forefinger. Screen taps. Key tap. So here's the key tap. Is the documentation for Orion? Oh, do we think we have that problem now? Nope, V2. If I switch to V3, it's got the same thing. I do like this part here. This should not be a combo box, by the way, I think. Circle. Motion with the finger tracing a circle in space. Swipe. Let's go over here. No gestures have been recognized at all. We saw code that said enable gestures recognition. But there it is right there. And we step through it. The code is being executed, but we're never seeing any gestures. So that's, I want to get one of these. Well, they've got a new one coming out too. When I went to their, the main page where I was like, oh, I don't have the new one, but the new one's in beta. Okay, so it'd be really nice if this had showed the gesture recognition in here. Nice frame rate. Cycle the fancy trails. These must be the fancy trails, bipolar Y. Oh, that's cool. All right. So I want to kind of get something actually a little bit close to this. Is kind of what I want to do. Now, these are the gestures. Yeah, so that I want to see if we can go. Let's jump over to. Do I want to do this today? Do I want to go to do this tomorrow? What's my time right now? I should probably stop. Is what I should probably do. Let's do that. I'm going to stop. Tomorrow I'm going to move to WPF, and I'm going to try to get like my palm position, like an arrow being drawn in WPF, just to kind of get a sense of where we are in space right there. Just for tracking idea, record like macros for your baseline line gestures. Yeah, well, I may end up doing that, but I think I'm going to cheat is what I think I'm going to do, garbled knowledge, because the amount of processing required to do this recognition is maybe more than I want to do. Maybe I want to do something instead where I say, okay, we're in a mode now. Like I might have a stretch mode. And when I'm in a stretch mode, I'm watching for this distance to simply increase, right? And when it increases, then I draw the effect between my fingers and stretch it out. And I rotate it, right? So it fits my fingers like that. And then I wait for something like that. And then I trigger another effect. So I think what I'm going to do is instead have a different class of effects, like the palm resting effect, the I've got something between my hands effect, right? And that's kind of where I want to go with this. And then that way I don't have to do gestures. Instead, I can just invoke, I don't have to do gesture recognition. I can, which while interesting, I think it's a lot of code and it's hard to debug too if you don't get it right. And there's also this challenge of looking at things over time and compressing and expanding time. And I just want to get rid of all of that and instead just say we're going to go into a mode and that way we can get something done with less code. That's kind of what I'm more looking for here, right? Get a spell to float on my hand, right? Get a spell effect to go between my hands, and maybe be able to throw something as well, be able to like do that and throw the spell to charge it out to you. Okay, that's what I think I'm going to do. And I think we'll do that tomorrow. I want to say thanks to everybody for hanging out with us while we were taking a look at the Leap Motion controller. Our first look at that. And we'll pick this up tomorrow. All right. Thanks so much, kids. Let's see who we're going to raid. Vape Juice Jordan. I thought he was great. Here comes the raid. We'll see you guys later.